On the corner of 16th Street and Heiratica, a factory sings and sighs. Look, its thin spires flash green and spit long loops of white flame into the night. Casimira owns this place, as did her father and her grandmother and probably her most distant progenitor. It is pleasant to imagine them curling and uncurling their proboscis fingers against machines of stick and bone. There has always been a Casimira, except when occasionally there is a Casimir. Workers carry their lunches in clamshells. They wear extraordinary uniforms, white and green scales laid one over the other, clinging obscenely to the skin, glittering in the firelight. They wear nothing else. Every wrinkle and curve is visible. They dance into the factory, their serpentine bodies writhing a shift change, undulating under the punch clock with its cheerful, metronomic chime. Their eyes are Piscine, third eyelid, half drawn in drowsy pleasure as they sidestep and gamble and spin to the rhythm of the machines. And what do they make in this factory? Why, the vermin of Palimpsest. There is a machine for stamping cockroaches with glistening green carapaces, their maker's mark hidden cleverly under the left wing. There is a machine for shaping and pounding rats, soft gray fur, stiff and shining when they're first released. There is another mold for squirrels, one for chipmunks and one for plain mice. There is a centrifuge for spiders, a lizard core, a delicate and ancient machine which turns out flies and mosquitoes by turn, so exquisite, so perfect that they seem to be made of nothing but copper wire, spun sugar, and light. There is a printing press for graffiti which spits out effervescent letters in scarlet, black, angry yellow, and the trademark green of Casimira. They fly from high windows and flatten themselves against walls, trestles, train cars. When the shift horn sounds at the factory, the long antler trumpet passed down to Casimira by the one uncle in her line who defied tradition and became a humble hunter, setting the whole clan to vociferous but well-fed consternation. A wave of life wafts from the service exit. Moles and beetles and starlings and bats, ants and worms and moths and mantises, each gleaming with its last coat of sealant, each quivering with near-invisible devices which whisper into their atavistic minds that their mistress loves them, that she thinks of them always, and longs to hold them to her breast. In her office, Casimira closes her eyes and listens to the teeming masses as they whisper back to their mother. At the end of each day, they tell her all they have learned of living. It is necessary work. No family has been so often formally thanked by the city as hers. On the other side of the street, a fortune-teller's shop. Palm fronds cross before the door. Inside are 4 red chairs with 4 lustral basins before them, filled with ink, swirling and black. Rolande lumbers in, a woman in ragged fox fur. Her head amid heaps of scarves is that of a frog, mottled green and bulbous-eyed. A licking pink tongue keeps its place in her wide mouth. Her webbed and mottled hands are full of cups, a swill of tea afloat with yellow leaves. She spills not a drop, and the tea is sweet, sweeter than anything. She does not see individual clients. Thus it is that 4 strangers sit in the red chairs, strip off their socks, plunge their feet into the ink bath, and hold hands under an amphibian stare. This is the first act of anyone entering Palimpsest. Rolande will take your coat, sit you down, and make you family. She will fold you 4 together like quartos. She will draw you each a card. Look, for you it is the broken ship reversed, which signifies perversion, a long journey without enlightenment, gout, and tie your hands together with red yarn. Wherever you go in Palimpsest, you are bound to these strangers who happened onto Rolande's salon just when you did, and you will go nowhere, eat no capon or dormouse, drink no oversweet port that they do not also taste, and they will visit no whore that you do not also feel beneath you, and until that ink washes from your feet, which, given that Rolande is a creature of the marsh and no stranger to mud, will be some time, you cannot breathe but that they breathe also. There are 4 of them there now. Shall we peer in? Shall we disrupt their private sacraments? Are you and I such unrepentant voyeurs? I think we must be. Else why have we come so close to the door of Cassia, the windows of cracked glass? Let us peer. Let us disrupt. It is, after all, our nature. A girl with blue hair slumps back against the chair. Her listless hand is tied to the wrist of a man with thinning blonde hair. His unkept fingernails are thoroughly stained with violet-black ink, his attention sharp, his gaze fixed on Orlando, who is for him a miracle, a revelation. For her, he is another customer, and she will forget him easy and quick. Another woman, too, is there. A wimple of vague dark hair hangs over her shoulders. A bee sting blooms on her cheek like a kiss. Her fingers are entwined with a young, skinny thing, a bundle of keys at his belt, his trousers gray, workmanlike. He tries to catch the woman's gaze, but he will fail. She is not for you, poor. They are so young and sleepy and unknowing, unknowable, if you want to know the truth. Orlando's muddy ink seeps out through the soles of their feet, and the girl with blue hair yawns, a frank and unchecked gesture, like a newborn swaddled in her crèche.